Sometimes, the most disturbing mysteries don't begin with a scream. They begin with a smile, a normal day, a casual moment, a photo taken without thinking, a frozen second in time. And nothing about that image looks unusual. No fear in their eyes, no sign of danger, no hint that anything is wrong. But what makes these photos terrifying is what happened next. Because minutes later, hours later, they were gone. No warning, no goodbye, no explanation. Just a final image. This is Hidden Truth Files. And tonight, we're looking at the last photos ever taken of people who were never seen again. The first case begins in the mountains. Two friends decided to spend the weekend hiking in a remote national park. They were experienced. This wasn't their first trip. They packed carefully, checked the weather, told their families where they were going. Everything was routine. They arrived in the early afternoon. The sky was clear, the air was cool, perfect conditions. They hiked for hours, stopping occasionally to take photos of the landscape. Forests stretching endlessly in every direction, steep cliffs, silence broken only by wind. At 2:14 p.m., one of them took a photo. In the picture, both of them are standing near the edge of a rocky overlook. They're smiling, relaxed. One of them is pointing toward the horizon. It looks like a travel advertisement. They sent the photo to a friend with the caption, "Best view ever." That message was delivered. It was the last message anyone ever received from them. When they didn't return that evening, nobody panicked. Maybe they lost track of time. Maybe they decided to camp overnight. But the next morning, their phones went straight to voicemail. By afternoon, families contacted park authorities. Their car was still in the parking lot, locked. No signs of damage. Search teams were deployed immediately. Helicopters scanned from above. Rescue dogs followed the trail they were known to have taken. The dogs tracked their scent to the exact cliff where the final photo was taken. And then, the scent stopped. Not faded, not weakened, stopped. As if they had stepped into empty air. Investigators considered the obvious explanation first, a fall. But the cliff face was examined thoroughly. There were no disturbed rocks, no broken branches, no torn fabric, no blood. If two adult hikers had fallen from that height, there would have been signs. There weren't. Weeks turned into months. Nothing was ever found. Not a backpack, not a shoe, not a single personal item, just the photo. Online communities began analyzing the image obsessively. They zoomed in on the tree line behind them. Some claimed they saw a shadow between the trees, a shape that didn't belong. Others said it was just digital distortion, but one detail stood out. The friend who received the image later said something strange. When she first opened the photo, she felt uncomfortable. She couldn't explain why. Everything looked normal, but something about it felt wrong. She couldn't stop staring at the background, as if someone or something was watching. To this day, the case remains unsolved. Two experienced hikers, clear weather, a well-marked trail, gone, leaving behind a single smiling image. The second case happened thousands of miles away. A young couple had saved money for years to travel abroad together. It was their dream trip. They documented everything online: airport selfies, hotel room videos, street food photos. They looked happy, excited, alive. On their third night, they walked along a quiet beach near their hotel. It wasn't crowded. The sun was setting, casting orange light across the water. At 7:32 p.m., they posted a final picture. They were sitting in the sand, close together, the ocean behind them stretching endlessly. The caption read, "Paradise." Friends liked it, commented heart emojis, nothing unusual, but they never returned to their hotel room. The next morning, staff noticed the bed hadn't been slept in. Their passports were still inside the room safe. Their wallets were on the desk, their luggage untouched. Only their phones were missing. Security footage showed them leaving the hotel toward the beach. There was no footage of them coming back. Authorities searched the shoreline immediately. If they had drowned, The currents would have carried something back. Nothing surfaced. Divers scanned the water for days. Nothing. No clothing. No footprints beyond the ones leading toward the water. No signs of struggle. Just sand. Just waves. Just silence. Online users dissected the last image. They increased brightness, adjusted contrast. Some claimed there was a small boat far in the distance. Others said they saw a third shadow behind them in the sand. Officials stated clearly there was no confirmed third person, just lighting, just perspective. But the theories didn't stop. Were they abducted? Did they meet someone on the beach? Did they plan to disappear intentionally? No financial activity was ever recorded after that night. No passport usage, no confirmed sightings. It was as if they stepped beyond the edge of the world. There is something uniquely disturbing about lost photographs, because they trap people in a moment of peace. They show laughter before silence, calm before uncertainty. When we look at those images, we search for clues, a strange expression, a figure in the background, an object out of place. We want the photo to explain what happened next, but it never does. It only shows the before, never the after. The psychologists say these images haunt us because they represent interrupted stories. The human brain needs closure, an ending, but disappearances deny that. They leave a question mark where a period should be. And when a photo is the last trace of someone's existence, it becomes more than an image. It becomes evidence, a timestamp of the final known moment of normality. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people are reported missing worldwide. Most are found, some are not. And among those cases, a small number leave behind something chilling, a final photograph, taken minutes or hours before everything changed. The truth is, we may never know what happened in these cases. Accident, crime, choice, something else entirely. But what makes them unforgettable is how ordinary the last moment looks. A hike, a vacation, a sunset, a smile, no fear, no warning, just life, continuing as normal, until it wasn't. So the next time you take a photo, think about this. Somewhere in the world, someone is taking a picture right now, laughing, living, unaware. And for reasons no one can yet see, that image might one day become a mystery. This was Hidden Truth Files, and sometimes the scariest part of a disappearance is that the last moment looked completely normal.